here's a buyer, they like this house, show them this house, write the offer, and you're done. I wish. I wish. Are you kidding me? We'd be lining up to join teams. At the time, I was 19 when I first got started before I got my license. Nobody my age was buying a house. Nobody. And that's still the case to this day. And will probably still be the case for another few years. So this has always been, it's funny because I never ever imagined I would be one. I used to be very shy, very introverted. It was never a career that I ever...
No freaking way. You introverted is impossible.
To door knock the other side of the street with you, or have somebody like, hey, if I don't check in at this time, sound the alarm. But I've never ever had a freaky situation happen to me.
Freaky. Maybe a crazy one, but never a freaky one.
Never freaky.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Complete REALTOR Podcast. Thanks for watching. As you know, Mike Machado here, team leader with KW Complete. And today we have a special guest, Lexi, my young Rockstar at the office. I've been wanting to do this for a while because I think Lexi is a great example to what this industry is and should be and can be for anyone that wants to take advantage of it. So welcome aboard, Lexi.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Are you?
Very happy to be here.
It's nice to be out of the office and not hooked to a phone.
I'm surrounded by trees. It's all good. It's all good.
So you're definitely a rock star in the office, but I think even in the industry as a whole. And I want people to hear your story because I think especially people that are new to real estate or getting into the industry or possibly have young adult children that are thinking of a career in real estate need to hear your story, right? So share with everybody how old you are, if you're open to that. She's old enough to buy a lottery ticket. I can assure you that.
Promise I am. Yes, I'm 23.
23.
Yeah.
So, and you've been in the industry, how many years?
This will be my third year.
Third year in real estate.
Yeah.
And how many transactions have you done this year?
I'm at 13 so far.
13 transactions so far this year. Mm-hmm. As a 23-year-old, in what most agents consider a dump of a market.
Yes.
You know, there's obviously realtors out there right now that have been doing it 10, 12 years that haven't done 3 transactions this year, and you've done 13, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's admirable, but I want people to know who Lexi is so that they know how Lexi has been able to do that and what's possible, you know, because it just doesn't land on your plate. I mean, I see you at the office and I know you're a hustler. And unfortunately, that's part of the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So for context, walk everybody through what your schedule looks like. How many days a week do you work?
Every single day, usually. It's pretty rare that I get an entire day off. Okay. And that's not a complaint. I love it. I like to keep busy. So being in a career where there's always something to do, okay. I joke that there's always something to do, but it's genuinely one of my favorite things about the job.
So working 7 days a week is part of your success. You know, Definitely. You're out there hustling. And what do you do those 7 days? Are you just in the office? Like, how are you getting transactions in, you know, a really slow market?
Right. It does vary from day to day. Usually Monday to Friday, you'll find me at the office starting at 9 a.m. until at least noon, 1 o'clock. Yep. I do spend that time just contacting my database, reaching out to active clients I have on the go. And then I'll usually take the afternoon to either, if I'm not going out on meetings that I booked for myself or showing houses, then I'm doing more market research for clients I have on the go, whether that be sending them houses, sending any listings I have, what's happening, and kind of keeping them informed on what's going on. Right. So that everybody's on the loop on what's happening. Friday afternoons or evenings, you'll usually find me out door knocking. I spend about 2-3 hours a week doing that because we try to hit 100 doors every single week on our team. That's the standard. And then I'll do open houses on a Saturday or a Sunday between 2 and 4 p.m. Usually just 1, sometimes 2 if it's a brand new listing hitting the market and I know it's going to be a good one to get some good traction through that. And otherwise, my weekends are pretty much reserved for appointments, showings. But if I have a Saturday morning free from 10 to 1, I'm usually either in the office making phone calls or I'm just doing it from home.
And I mean, and I know that, and I'm just purposely asking it so people hear it, because I do see you. I mean, you're like our hall monitor, right? Like you are constantly doing circles in the hallways, but you're on the phone the whole time. And sometimes people think you're talking to them and you're not, you're talking to somebody on the phone.
Yes.
So I see that, and I know you're out there every weekend doing multiple open houses. I've never seen you on a Monday and you not say you didn't do an open house on that weekend. It seems like you do it every weekend. But you slipped something there that I want everyone that's watching and hearing us to get clarity to, because you say you're on a team.
Yes.
And right away, people's misconceptions may be, well, she's done 13 transactions because she's on a team that were given to her, right? So I want you to clarify, does being on a team mean you get all these transactions handed to you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, explain.
Absolutely. So, while yes, being on a team can feed your business 110%, those 13 transactions I worked for. Whether that be I founded an open house or I found them from the database that the team provided me. So the leads I can usually get from the team, but I'm the one who converts them, I'm the one who works them, and I'm the one who ultimately gets them across the finish line. It's not like my team lead, Heather, is just saying, here's a buyer, they like this house, show them this house, write the offer, and you're done. I wish. I wish. Are you kidding me? We'd be lining up to join teams if that's how it went.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's not exactly the case at all.
Yeah. And yes, although there may be a database for you to call, they're not exactly warm in the sense that everybody in that database knows who Lexi is.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And he also said that, you know, Fridays and many weekends, you'll knock on doors because you're doing an open house. So even though the year is 2025, door knocking works?
Absolutely. I just closed one from door knocking. It was a renter. I was door knocking, I just sold. And he's like, well, I rent. And I'm like, well, do you want to buy a house? Obviously, I was smoother than that. But ultimately, they did. And we bought, sold, and closed within 3 months of me knocking on their door.
So even in this market, even in this year with all the technology and all these cool websites and everything, you, a 23-year-old girl, is still knocking on doors to get business and clearly closing deals from it.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm going to go here because I think there's a lot of limiting beliefs, certain stigmas people have. Do you feel safe door knocking as a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you selective of your neighborhoods though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. If I find I'm going into a not so great part of town, I'm doing it in the mornings or in the afternoons when it's light out. I know people are around, taking precautions. Heather always knows where I am.
Okay.
My friends always know where I am. You just take those safety precautions. Sometimes bring a buddy to door knock the other side of the street with you, or have somebody like, hey, if I don't check in at this time, sound the alarm. But I've never, ever had a freaky situation happen to me.
Freaky. Maybe a crazy one, but never a freaky one.
Never freaky.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you always start off on a team?
I did.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so walk us through your 3 years. Was it the same team you're on now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I was pretty much a one and done kind of deal.
Sure, Heather appreciates that.
Yeah. Well, I interviewed 2 other teams, and it just didn't quite, I wasn't jiving with it. And then I sat down with Heather, and I honestly couldn't tell you because we are polar opposites in a lot of ways.
Yes, you are. Very much so.
Yes. So I couldn't tell you what it was that like immediately drew me into her, but it was, if I had to guess, it was, this is a woman who gets stuff done. And she's not messing around. She knows what she's talking about. Sure, she had to set up some systems when I first started. But now she's got a clear direction. She knows what she wants. She knows what she's looking for. And there's never any inconsistencies or anything like that. And we're at a level in a relationship where it almost feels like a partnership unless like she's my boss. I've never, ever felt like she was my boss.
And when you decided, so you were on a team day one. Now, walk me through the mindset you had after you got your real estate license. And it's like, okay, now I need to go join a brokerage. Walk me through what made you decide that you just wanted to start with a team.
I had no idea what I was doing. No clue.
They didn't teach you that like real estate school?
No, believe it or not, they don't.
They teach you how not to get sued, not how to get business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I had absolutely no idea what it would take or what I had to do. I didn't come with a big sphere. I had my sisters and a handful of friends, but at the time I was 19 when I first got started, before I got my license. Nobody my age was buying a house. Nobody. And that's still the case to this day. And will probably still be the case for another few years. So I didn't have a big sphere to call and say, hey, I got my license. Do you know of anybody outside of their parents, maybe, right? So I had no idea where to start. And being with a team that had a vision and a database and they could train me on what to do, it just seemed like a no-brainer.
And would you attribute a lot of your success to the team?
I would. Yeah, I would. Without it, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am as fast as I have. I would have gotten there, but it probably would have taken me a lot longer.
And so clearly there's been advantages of being on the team. Mm-hmm. But what part of your success would you allocate to Lexi? Was it, if it wasn't for Lexi being like this, the success wouldn't happen. What special characteristics about yourself do you think contributed to your success?
Number one thing that comes to mind is my discipline. That's always been something that's been pretty much drilled into me for as long as I can remember. I was doing the paper route as soon as I was able to do the paper route. So I'm always somebody that likes to keep busy. I'm always working towards a goal. I like to stay very organized and plan things out, make sure I know all the details. So I would like to think that those skills, that organization, that discipline, and the dedication to what my main goal is, your big why, as we like to say here, is definitely what kept me going in those trying times. Because it definitely hasn't been smooth sailing the whole way along.
Really? No?
No, crazy, I know, eh?
So what were the troubling times, if you could share? Like, was there a part where you're like, oh my God, did I do the right thing?
See, I never, ever doubted being a realtor.
Okay.
Never. This has always been, it's funny because I never, ever imagined I would be one. I used to be very shy, very introverted. It was never a career that I ever...
No freaking way. You introverted is impossible.
I was a shell of the woman sitting beside you now.
I don't believe it. But we'll do that on another podcast.
So I had never imagined this for myself, but even on the times when it was really rough, which to be honest with you was every year except for this year, I did not have that, like, you start and your business just explodes and you do super well and you work your butt off. I was working my butt off and I was really broke. So it was like, I'm doing all of the things and that's fantastic, but nothing's happening. And that was really, really hard. So I almost had like a mantra that I had made for myself where I was like, the work that I'm doing, there is no possible way it will not benefit myself and my business. It's just a matter of when. Might not be in 90 days, it might not be in 6 months, but maybe it's next year, or maybe it's in 2 years.
So what was the rock that broke the dam open for you?
I think if I had to really pinpoint it, the minute that I stopped doubting myself, and the minute that I had that confidence where I'm like, I am the professional in the room and that's why you've hired me to come in here, or that's why you agreed to let me come by. The minute that I attached that to me and not as a person I was trying to be, that's probably when everything shifted for me.
So maybe would it be fair to say that the rut you were in was more mental?
Big time.
Than anything else? Big time. If you had to go back to day one you started your career, which wasn't that long ago, is there anything you would have done differently?
Honestly, no. Okay. Because the thing is the only thing that I would say is, like, get out of your own way. Faster, right? And do you think there's common belief that, some people aren't just made for real estate. Would you say that's true? Do you think some people, real estate just isn't for them? I would say so. This job can take you in so many different directions and so many different paths. And there's so many, like, no one person is the same. No one situation is the same. So who's to say that there isn't a client base out there for everyone, right? You just got to decide if you want to do what it takes to get there.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. And for anyone watching that, you know, is 18, 19, 20, 30 years old, thinking of launching this as a career, what would be your advice to anyone watching right now that's either thinking about getting it? Yeah, let's go with getting in, and then we'll go to the next question. So what would your advice be for anyone that's thinking of doing this as a career and is just sitting on the fence?
Honestly, go for it. Dive right in. You don't need to figure it all out right away. You don't need to have a clear path right away. You need to make sure that the people you're lining yourself up with are going to help you get there, right? So I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know what my big why was until like year 2 in the business. I had no clue. I was like, I'm just going to keep calling people and hopefully it works out.
There are 50-year-olds that don't know their big why. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. So I think I honestly would say my biggest piece of advice is if you're considering it, just go for it. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? What's the worst? You don't succeed? I doubt it, but maybe.
Well, you only don't succeed if you quit.
Exactly.
You know, that's the moment where success won't happen is when you quit, right? And what would your advice would be to someone who's currently in the business, whether it be year 1, year 2, year 5, whatever the case may be, that is just getting their butts kicked, like just struggling? What would your advice be to them?
I would say pick a day or an afternoon, whatever, a couple hours, sit down and audit it. So what have you been doing in the last 90 days? Has it actually been effective? Because if you say, well, I've been in the office making calls all day, have you? Because you referenced me being the hall monitor making phone calls. Yes, I'm doing that, but we both know that I'm making pit stops in agents' offices and talking. So while I'm there for 3, 4, 5 hours, I'm not calling for those 3, 4, 5 hours.
And thank you for owning that, because you're self-aware enough.
Absolutely, I am. And I can definitely appreciate wanting to do that. And that's something that I've acknowledged as something that I just need and I'm going to do. And I'm not willing to be like, nobody talk to me, right? It's just not how I am. So I set up times and systems for myself to allow that to happen and not set my business back.
So anyone struggling, audit. Mm-hmm. Any other advice for somebody that's struggling right now?
Find somebody who's doing well and ask them to take you for coffee. And they will give you 30 minutes of their time, 45 minutes of their time, and they can show you what they did in the 90 days before their business blew up. And you take that, and that's your blueprint for success.
What's the aspect of the business that you love most?
People.
And what's the aspect of the business that you dread the most?
Door knocking.
Let's try that again. What's the one thing in this business you dread most?
Rejection?
No. Your first answer was correct.
Yeah.
Door knocking.
Door knocking.
And yet you do it.
Yes.
And how often do you do it?
Every single week.
You do it weekly.
Yeah. If I fall back on a week, I'll make it up the next week.
So interesting that the one thing you dread the most, you still do every single week.
Yes.
And would you say that's correlated to your success?
Yes.
That even though you hate doing it,
do it.
You still do it.
Yes.
To find the success in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add to anybody watching, whether they're young, a young lady, a young man, maybe older, struggling in their career, anything else about your story or about your experience in the industry that you want to share with anybody watching?
I think the moral of the story would be, don't let it make you quit. Like if you're really down in the dumps or you're having a bad year, talk to somebody. Don't go internal. Don't start doubting yourself. You have what it takes. Go out there and talk to somebody, get some help, and really give it a shot.
And everybody does have what it takes.
Everybody.
I think the second part of that is that no one realizes that it takes everything you got, though. Right?
It really does.
Everyone does have what it takes, but it's going to take everything that you have. It's going to take all your patience, all your focus to make this work as a career. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the holdup. People think that, don't want to give it all my focus, and I don't want to give it all my weekends for 6 months.
Right.
You know, but it is,
and that's fair.
It's going to take all that you got.
It is.
To make it successful. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for meeting me at the park.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank God the heat wave is over.
Thank God. Could you imagine? I wouldn't be drinking this. I'd be dumping it on myself.
That'll be a different podcast, everybody. Thanks for watching. For those people watching that want to know more about Lexi, where can they find you on socials?
You can find me on Instagram, Lexi Vanderwerf .realestate. Follow me, DM me, or send me a text. I'm easy to reach.
Awesome. Thank you for watching, everybody. Till the next one.